Gina Rinehart has declared her support for Australia to become nuclear powered, arguing it's a better pathway for reducing emissions than upsetting farmers with renewables. Australia's richest woman made her high-profile intervention in the energy debate at the Australians' Bush Summit in Perth.
The whole point of the WA Bush Summit was to debate ideas to support regional Australia, and Gina Rinehart has plenty.
Commitment to see more of the monies earned in the bush actually returned to the bush. Commitment from the faraway feds to get rid of the limit on work hours. Commitment to change section 89 of the WA Land Administration Act.
Pushing for radical change, a trait the country's richest person says she inherited from her father, Lang Hancock.
He decided to lobby for the lifting of the government iron ore export embargo, which took him some 8 years of persistence to achieve.
It's those iron ore royalties that Gina Rinehart is now trying to protect in court, up against various family members.
It's saddening that media likes to ignore the good if you're successful and not a socialist. Even in the last few days, ignoring the tight bond this West Australian family had for decades, instead just referring to some correspondence when I was very concerned about our family company over a few years. Sadly, rightly so.
Now, under her leadership, Hancock prospecting is booming, and Mrs Rinehart says the time has come for another ban to be lifted.
Let's not upset many farmers with bird-killing wind generators and massive solar panel stretches, and bring on clean, safe nuclear energy.
That advocacy makes her one of Australia's most high-profile supporters of nuclear energy and aligned with the federal opposition's pro-position. The billionaire argues reducing emissions without nuclear is unaffordable.
Most farmers and others in agriculture, be it the orchardists and others, cannot afford net zero. They will have to leave agriculture.
WA does have an abundance of rare earths and critical minerals needed for the renewable energy transition, but most of them are still in the ground. Speaking at the Bush Summit, the Resources Minister Madeleine King made the point that for these minerals to be useful, they need to be processed, and gas will play a key part in that.
There is a need for gas in this state to power the minerals processing we'll need to have the technologies to decarbonise.
And there's a long road ahead to get to the point where Australian supply can meet the global demand for critical minerals.
It's not going to be pretty. There are going to be more refineries and there are going to be more processing plants, but that's absolutely what the story of critical minerals is. We need to do that to make sure we can have battery storage, renewable energy, all the things we need to decarbonise.
Supporting the bush, another vital part of that story. Ashley Gillen, Sky News, Perth.